Welcome back, guys. This is Lindsay with Garage Gym Reviews. Today we are going to go over the Echelon Stair Climber Sport. This is the only stair climber that Echelon has. There are a couple things I really like about this. I think if you are looking for a lightweight and affordable stair climber, this is a really good one to look at. I mean, if you have read ACOTAR, if you have read the 5th book and you want to take on the Valkyrie challenge, I know that is such a niche reference, but if you get that, please let me know in the comments. However, this is a honestly pretty sturdy machine. There are a couple things I like about this. There are a couple callouts that I do have to it, but make sure you're subscribed to our channel so you can continue to see videos just like this. Also, if you want to go ahead and purchase this, we have made it super easy. Place the link below the like button. When you do that, it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does give us a small commission. And when I say we greatly appreciate it, guys, I greatly appreciate it. Like, I personally appreciate it when you use that link. Lastly, this was sent to us by the company, but as you can see, I do have a couple call outs to it and we are going to get into it. Okay, so as you can see, this is the folded up form of the climber. I don't totally love how it folds up, only because it's not super intuitive, it's not super easy, and there are a lot of knobs along the way that you have to work with. So you can change this handlebar into different positions, but in order to do that, you actually have to turn these knobs and tighten them, and it just takes a long time. It feels kind of cheap to me. These are cheaper plastic knobs, so I don't love that fact. Also, exposed wiring, I don't know why that is left out like that, but again, it just kind of feels slightly cheaper or not as well thought out. There is a handlebar. I don't even know if I tightened this correctly. I didn't. Okay, so this handlebar is super thin, super tiny. It kind of hurts your hands when you're holding it, and you can roll it around, but the wheels are so tiny on it that rolling it around on turf or carpet is just kind of annoying. So let's talk about the incline. This is a manual incline, so they have 3 levels, this being at the highest level. I don't love the functionality with how they set it up. So in order to change it, you have to pull on this handlebar and then lock it into place. It's not that it's hard, it's just kind of annoying. So the other thing I didn't like about this, so let's say you have it set at level 1. So this, I can see the screen totally fine. But if I want to change the incline on it, all of a sudden, I also have to change the screen because the screen is going to face too much forward. So in order to adjust the screen, you also have to kind of come behind this cheap little knob, twist it to adjust it. It's almost there. It just feels like there's a lot of little moving parts that are slightly cheaper done. I get this is a budget-friendly climber, but overall, I don't love it. Okay, so one thing I noticed, this is smooth, but do you hear that? I don't know what that sound is. It almost sounds like a grinding feature. It doesn't feel like it's pitching. It doesn't feel unsmooth, but it does make me a little worried. So that is a call out that I do have to it. Now, in terms of the noise that you're hearing as I was using it, I didn't find anywhere online where that was a common complaint that people had. So that definitely could have just been our error in the assembly, something gone wrong, but it definitely is worth calling out because again, that is our experience with the machine. Another call out that I have is the way you can adjust the resistance on this. This is just a manual knob, again, just cheaper. And there's no way to show what resistance you're at. I wish there was a number. I wish that it showed up on the screen, something, because I can't tell what resistance I'm at until I get to the end. Do you hear that sound? I don't love that. And then change my resistance all the way back down. So there are a couple things that I don't like about it. In terms of the pedals themselves, super comfortable, super wide, really grippy. Even when I have it set at the highest incline, I don't feel like I'm slipping off at all. It feels really smooth. My feet feel really secure. Now, the overall cost of this is $600. When you go ahead and sign up, you can get a 30-day free membership to the Echelon programming. Echelon only has one class available for this climber specifically. Obviously, you can go ahead, do other classes. They have treadmill classes, rowing classes, bike classes, yoga, strength training. I mean, so many classes available. And truth be told, like, although it's not my favorite programming, I like it better than Soul's programming. So there is something to it. But again, like, this is the only class available for the climber. So I don't know if they're going to add classes or what. We can go ahead, set your phone on that, and then follow along with the class. This does come with the programming, but the screen itself, I mean, is so basic, right? It's not a touch screen. It's not LED backlit. Shows your steps. It shows your time. It shows your steps per minute, your elevation, your calories, and then your distance. But overall, I mean, this is not like a high quality machine that you're going to gain a lot of metrics from. Now, the one thing I actually don't like about this, and that is because if you know me at all by now, you know I'm irresponsible, is this is battery powered. Guys, I am not going to remember to change batteries on this, okay? Like, it takes 4 AA batteries. I don't know anything about batteries, but that doesn't seem like enough batteries for like a long-lasting machine. You're probably going to have to be changing this frequently, especially if you're using it a lot. I wish that it were able to be plugged in. Some people like it, some people don't. You don't like a manual garage, right? Like you have the Concept 2 or you have, you know, the Assault, things that don't run on a lot of power, then maybe you like this. But I just wish that it did have an option to run like through power and not just through batteries. Now, the weight capacity on this is 275 pounds. I actually feel like that's kind of decent for this. I went online, read a ton of reviews, watched a ton of videos on this, and people at around 200 to 220 pounds were using it. They also felt super stable. They also felt super secure. So although I didn't test anybody or haven't read about anybody who's at that weight capacity testing it yet, I do feel like aside from that sound, this does feel like a sturdy machine. All right, so my final thoughts on this. 1, I don't love the way that it has kind of these like cheaper knobs, like a lot of places on it. So you have one here, you have one here, you have the incline one, you have the handlebar one. Overall, it just makes for a lot of moving parts that I don't feel like were really well made and potentially could break easily or potentially could break over time. So that's kind of my first call out to it. But if you are looking for a budget-friendly treadmill, one that does offer some programming, at least for you to try, see if you like it. Again, there's options to try the Echelon programming for $11.99 a month if you decide you want to stick with it. So I do think that's really good. And again, this is lightweight, it's portable, it has a pretty high weight capacity for being a $600 machine. So I do think that it is right for some people and then really just not good for others. But if you try this, let us know in the comments what you think. This has been Lindsay with Garage Gym Reviews. Peace.